I want you to imagine walking into a room that smells of old paper and nervous sweat. The fluorescent lights are buzzing overhead, casting a harsh glare on glass display cases. You are standing in your local coin shop. Usually this is a quiet place, a place where hobbyists talk about dates and mint marks. But today, it feels different. Today, it feels like an emergency room. There is a line of people stretching out the door. They are not smiling. They are clutching plastic bags, old cigar boxes, and velvet pouches. They are not here to buy. They are here to sell. They are here to trade their family history for cash to pay the electric bill. And behind the counter, the owner looks exhausted. He is on the phone, arguing with a wholesaler who hasn't paid him in 6 weeks. He looks at the line of desperate sellers. Then he looks at his empty cash register, and he realizes the terrifying truth. The price of silver is sky high, but the liquidity is bone dry. We are living through a paradox. The charts tell us that silver is in a raging bull market. The screens show triple digits. But down here on the street, in the real economy, the system is seizing up. While the billionaires are buying gold vaults in Singapore, the average person is selling grandma's silverware to buy groceries. This disconnect is creating a dangerous undertow that could drag you under if you aren't careful. Today, we are going to take you inside the trenches of the retail bullion market. We are going to expose the liquidity trap that is freezing local dealers. We are going to show you the flood of counterfeit silver that is hitting the market like a plague. And we are going to talk about why, in a world of record prices, your biggest risk might not be the value of your metal, but your ability to actually sell it when you need to. This is not a video about charts. This is a video about survival. It is about protecting yourself from the dirty, gritty reality of a financial crisis in motion. Because when the music stops, it doesn't matter what the spot price says. It only matters if you can find a chair. And right now, the chairs are disappearing fast. Let's start with the 10-to-1 ratio. This is the statistic that blew my mind when I spoke to the shop owner. For every one person walking in to buy silver, 10 are walking in to sell. Think about what that means. We are conditioned to believe that in a bull market, everyone is buying. We think of lines around the block to get in, but this is a different kind of bull market. This is a distress bull market. The price is rising because the currency is failing, but the people are failing faster than the currency. The average American and the average citizen of the West is broke. They have maxed out their credit cards. Their rent has doubled. Their grocery bill has tripled. They have no savings. The only thing they have is that jar of silver coins their grandfather left them, or the stack they bought in 2020. Now with silver crossing $100, they see a lifeline. They see a way to pay off the Visa. They see a way to keep the lights on, so they sell. They flood the shops with inventory. This creates a massive problem for the local dealer. A coin shop is not a bank. They do not have infinite cash reserves. They rely on flow. They buy from you and they sell to a wholesaler or another customer. But when 10 people are selling for every one person buying, the shop's cash drains away instantly. They end up sitting on a pile of metal and $0. When the next person walks in with a monster box of Eagles to sell, the dealer has to say, "I'm sorry, I can't buy it, I have no cash." Imagine that moment. You have wealth, you have silver. The screen says it's worth $50,000, but the shop says no. Suddenly your wealth is illiquid. You can't spend a silver bar at the gas station. If you can't convert it to fiat currency, you are stuck. This is the liquidity crisis that nobody talks about. Everyone worries about the price crashing. Nobody worries about the market freezing. But a frozen market is just as deadly as a crashing one. And it gets worse. The dealers usually offload their excess inventory to major wholesalers, the big guys in Texas, New York, or Florida. But those wholesalers are also stressed. The shop owner told me that payment times from wholesalers have stretched from 2 days to 6 weeks. 6 weeks? Imagine running a business where you sell your product today but don't get paid for a month and a half. In a volatile market where the price can drop 20% in a week, that delay is a death sentence. So, the wholesalers are slow paying the dealers. The dealers are running out of cash, and the public is desperate to sell. This chain reaction leads to one outcome: wider spreads. To protect themselves, dealers have to lower their buy price. Spot might be $115, but because cash is scarce and risk is high, the dealer might only offer you $90 or $85. You take a massive haircut because you are a distressed seller. You are paying a premium for liquidity. This validates the thesis that wealth is transferring from weak hands to strong hands. The weak hands are the public, forced to sell by inflation and debt. The strong hands are the institutions and the wealthy who have cash and can afford to wait. They are buying this flood of retail silver at a discount. They are vacuuming up the family heirlooms of the middle class. It is a tragedy, but it is also the reality of the economic cycle. If you want to be on the winning side, you must not be a forced seller. You must have an emergency fund in cash so you never have to sell your silver to pay a bill. Your silver is your last line of defense, not your checking account. Now let's talk about the plague of fakes. High prices bring out the cockroaches. When silver was $20, it wasn't worth the effort to counterfeit a 1-ounce round. The profit margin was too small, but at $100, now it is very profitable. We are seeing a tsunami of fake silver hitting the market, and these aren't the cheap magnetic slugs from 5 years ago. These are sophisticated, high-quality fakes coming out of advanced factories. They are silver-plated tungsten. They are copper-nickel alloys that look and feel exactly right. They have the right weight. They have the right dimensions. They even ping correctly if you don't have a trained ear. I saw a fake silver eagle yesterday that would have fooled 99% of stackers. It had the correct mint mark. It had the correct reading on the edge. Visually, it was perfect. But when we put it on the Sigma metallitic scanner, a machine that uses electromagnetic waves to test the metal's resistivity, it failed instantly. The machine flashed warning. It wasn't silver. This is terrifying because most peer-to-peer transactions happen without a Sigma. If you are buying from a guy on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, or even at a flea market, you probably don't have a $2,000 scanner in your pocket. You are trusting your eyes, and your eyes will lie to you. The scammers are using a nasty trick. They buy real coins from a legitimate dealer online. Then they initiate a return, but they don't return the real coins. They switch them with high-quality fakes and send those back. The dealer, if they are overwhelmed and not checking carefully, refunds the money. Now the scammer has the real silver for free, and the fake silver enters the legitimate supply chain. If you are buying silver right now, you have to be paranoid. Trust but verify is dead. Only verify. Do not buy from unverified sources. If a deal looks too good to be true, if someone is selling eagles for spot price, it is a scam. Nobody sells for spot in this market unless the metal is fake or stolen. You have to learn the basic tests. Get a strong magnet. Silver is diamagnetic. If the magnet sticks, it's fake. If the magnet slides down slowly, it might be real. But copper also does this, so be careful. Get a precise scale, get a set of calipers. Check the dimensions against the official mint specs, but the best protection is relationships. Know your local dealer. Ideally, watch them test the metal in front of you. A good dealer will put the coin on the Sigma right before they hand it to you. They want you to be confident. If a seller refuses to test it or gets angry when you ask questions, walk away. Your money is too hard-earned to trade it for a piece of silver-plated brass. This fake silver epidemic adds another layer to the liquidity crisis. Dealers are becoming suspicious of the public. If you walk in off the street with a tube of coins they don't recognize, they might refuse to buy them, or they might drill into one to test it. This friction makes it harder to sell. It slows down the market. It adds risk. Let's pivot to the gold swap. A lot of people walking into the shop aren't just selling for cash, they are trading. They are swapping their silver for gold. Why? Because silver is volatile. It moves 5% or 7% a day. It scares people. Gold is the old man's metal. It is stable. It is dense. It is easier to store. A tube of gold coins is worth a house. A tube of silver coins is worth a nice dinner, historically speaking, though now it's worth much more. The shop owner told me that people are panicking out of silver volatility and moving into gold safety. But here is the trap, the bid-ask spread. When you trade silver for gold, you pay a spread on the silver you sell, and you pay a premium on the gold you buy. You get hit twice. You lose transaction costs on both ends. Unless the gold to silver ratio favors the trade heavily, you are usually destroying value by swapping. You are trading out of fear, not math. John, the host, makes a great point. Don't let volatility shake you out of the better asset. Silver has more upside potential than gold because of the industrial shortage and the smaller market size. By swapping into gold now, you might be reducing your volatility, but you are also capping your gains, and you are paying the dealer a hefty fee for the privilege. Stick to your strategy. If you allocated 20% to silver, keep it there. Don't let a few red candles scare you into a bad trade. I want to go deeper into the concept of counterparty risk in the retail market. We usually talk about counterparty risk with banks or ETFs, but there is counterparty risk with your local shop too. If you sell them metal and they say, "I'll write you a check," is that check good? If they are having liquidity problems, if the wholesaler hasn't paid them, that check might bounce. In a crisis, you want cash, Federal Reserve notes, green paper. Checks take days to clear. In those days, the bank could fail, the shop could go under, or the currency could devalue further. If you are selling, demand cash or a wire transfer that clears immediately. Do not leave the metal without payment. Do not accept an IOU. I know this sounds extreme, but we are in extreme times. When the system stresses, the weak links break. Small businesses are often the weak links. They don't have the balance sheet of JP Morgan. Protect yourself. This liquidity stress is also a signal about the broader economy. If the coin shops are the canary in the coal mine for retail finance, the canary is coughing. It tells us that the consumer is tapped out. The narrative of a strong economy is a lie. If the economy was strong, people would be buying assets, not selling them to pay bills. The flood of selling is a distress signal. It means the recession is already here. It just hasn't been declared on CNBC yet. And what happens when the selling stops? This is the bullish flip side. Eventually, the desperate sellers will run out of silver. Grandma's tea set will be melted. The grandpa's coins will be sold. When the scrap supply dries up, what is left? Only the mine supply. And we know mine supply is falling. When the recycling flow stops, the market hits a cliff. The buffer is gone. That is when the price goes vertical, in a way we haven't seen yet. We are currently chewing through the last reserves of the public. Once that is digested, the cupboard is truly bare. So, while the current selling pressure feels bearish because it creates lines at the shop, it is actually bullish long term. It is the clearing of the overhang. It is the final transfer before the scarcity phase kicks into high gear. Let's talk about mental toughness. It is easy to be a stacker when the price is quiet. It is hard to be a stacker when the world is going crazy. You see the price drop $10 and you panic. You see the price go up $10 and you get greedy. You see lines at the shop, and you wonder if you should be selling too. Do they know something I don't? No, they don't. They know they are broke. You know you are solvent. That is the difference. Do not follow the herd. The herd is being led to the slaughterhouse of inflation. They are trading hard assets for paper currency at the exact moment the paper currency is dying. It is the worst trade in history. They are selling the lifeboat to buy a ticket on the Titanic. Stay in the lifeboat. I want to give you a specific warning about online bullion dealers. We usually trust the big names, APMEX, JM Bullion, SD Bullion, and generally they are safe. But in a liquidity crisis, even they can have trouble. If everyone sells to them at once, their capital is tied up. You might see shipping delays for checks. You might see processing delays. If you are selling to an online dealer, read the fine print. How long until they pay you? Is the price locked in? What happens if the package is lost? Insure your shipments. Document everything. Video yourself packing the box. We are entering a low-trust environment. If a package arrives empty, it's your word against theirs. Having video proof can save you thousands of dollars. The logistics network, FedEx, UPS, USPS, is also degrading. Theft is up. Employees know what a heavy, small box coming from a coin shop contains. Be discreet. Don't write gold coins inside on the box. Use abbreviations. Be smart. Now, let's zoom out to the macro picture. Why is this happening? Because the debt is unpayable. The U.S. government is borrowing to pay interest on the debt. It is a Ponzi scheme. The only way out is to print. Printing causes inflation. Inflation causes people to sell assets to survive. This is the cycle. We are in the liquidation phase of the middle class. The middle class is being liquidated to pay for the sins of the government. You have opted out of this liquidation by holding silver, but you have to hold it all the way. You can't fold now. If you sell now, you re-enter the system that is designed to consume you. You trade your shield for a target. The shop owner I spoke to said something profound. He said, "I've been in this business 30 years. I've never seen people this desperate." That stuck with me. We saw high prices in 2011. We saw high prices in 1980. But the desperation feels new. It feels systemic. It feels like the social contract is breaking. When the social contract breaks, crime goes up. Security becomes paramount. If you have a significant stack at home, keep your mouth shut. I cannot stress this enough. Loose lips sink ships. In a desperate world, your neighbor is not your friend if they are hungry and they know you have gold. Stealth wealth is the only wealth. Look poor, be rich, drive an old car, wear normal clothes, don't flash a Rolex, don't talk about spot price at the bar, be the gray man. This video is a warning, but it is also a validation. The chaos in the shops proves that the financial stress is real. It proves that silver is doing its job. It is attracting liquidity when nothing else is. But it also exposes the friction. So, what is the actionable plan? Do not sell unless you absolutely have to. If you are selling to pay for a vacation, you are crazy. If you are selling to pay for life-saving surgery, okay. But treat your silver like a family heirloom, not an ATM. Build a cash buffer. You need fiat currency to pay bills. Keep 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash so you never become a forced seller of your metals. This gives you the power to wait. Verify your stack. If you bought anything recently from a non-major dealer, get it tested. Go to a shop with a Sigma, pay them a few bucks to scan it. Peace of mind is worth it. Know your exit strategy. If silver hits $500, how will you sell? Do you have a relationship with a dealer who has that kind of capital? Do you have a private buyer? Start thinking about the exit liquidity now. You might need to sell in tranches, 100 ounces here, 100 ounces there, to avoid overwhelming the dealer. Watch the spreads. The spread tells you the health of the market. If the spread widens, the market is sick. If the spread narrows, liquidity is returning. Don't trade when the spread is wide. Wait for the market to calm down. We are navigating uncharted waters. There is no map for this. We have never had a global debt bubble burst at the same time as a commodity shortage and a demographic crisis. We are figuring it out day by day. The local coin shop is the front line. It is where the rubber meets the road. And right now, the road is bumpy. The tires are smoking. The engine is overheating. But the vehicle, silver, is solid. It is built like a tank. It will get you to the destination. You just have to endure the ride. Don't let the noise distract you. Don't let the lines at the shop scare you. Those lines are the sound of the old system dying. You are building the new system in your safe. 1 ounce at a time, 1 day at a time. Stay vigilant, stay solvent, and for God's sake, check your metals. The wolves are out, and they are hungry. Don't let them eat your sheep. We will get through this. The liquidity will return, but it will return at much higher prices. The wholesalers will eventually get cash from the Fed printing press, and when that new cash hits the market, the second leg of this bull run will begin. Until then, hold fast. You are the custodian of real value. Don't give it up cheap.